Let's turn to Ohio Congressman Jim Jordan. He's a member of the Judiciary and Oversight Committee. So you can see this coming a mile away. How dangerous is this?
No, it's very scary. And by the way, Jay, great monologue. You laid it out. I mean, think about it. It's President Trump for this. It was going after parents who showed up at school board meetings. If you're a traditional Catholic, you were labeled a domestic extremist. If you're pro-life, you're targeted by this Justice Department. So, I mean, if they can do it to a president, they can do it to anybody, and they are. That's the scary thing. And then when you think about this prosecutor, understand, the Department of Justice didn't take this case. The Federal District of New York didn't take this case. Cy Vance, the former district attorney, didn't take this case. And even Alvin Bragg, when he got the job, didn't take the case. He only is now taking the case and bringing the case forward because of what? Because Donald Trump announced he's running for president and he's winning in every single poll. This is political, and the country sees it for what it is.
You know the FBI better than anybody, Congressman. Is this an attempt by the left to say the nominee here is a criminal and he's leading a dangerous, riotous movement, and we need to use anti-terror tools to stop this movement? Is that what's going on here?
Joe Biden said that in front of Independence Hall last year. Of course that's what's happening. We're going to release this report on the school board on that whole issue, but started about a year and a half ago. And one of the things the Democrats said is, the Department of Justice wouldn't use counterterrorism measures against moms and dads. Yes, they did. It's in our report, our interim report that comes out. So, yeah, this is a scary direction the left wants to take the country. And, of course, it's all been focused on President Trump now for 7 stinking years. First it was Russia. Then it was his call with Zelensky. Then they wanted his tax returns. Then they wanted his business records. Then they go after his children. And now it's this on something no one else would take by a district attorney, by the way, who downgrades every crime to misdemeanors. The few felony cases he brings, he loses most of them. And who's his star witness for this prosecution of President Trump? Michael Cohen, who came in front of our committee 4 years ago and lied 6 times in front of Congress. That's their star witness, who they're the basis of their prosecution. Again, this is crazy, and the country understands.
And Congressman, the Bragg doesn't have to bring the former president to Manhattan to book him. Hey, they can do this over Zoom. Do you think that Bragg and the left are trying to bait Americans here?
They're trying to do exactly what you said. They want that picture. Exactly what you said. I listened close. That was a great monologue because you've laid out. This is where the left wants to go. It's all about politics. Everything they do is driven by political considerations, and that's what's frustrating so many Americans when you see that the Department of Homeland Security was going to set up a disinformation governance board because some agency can tell you what's appropriate speech and what isn't. You got to be kidding me. We have a thing called the First Amendment, so it's all driven by politics, all about advancing their narrative, and they want to do exactly what you described. And Joe Biden told us so last year when he stood in front of Independence Hall and gave that ridiculous speech.
Tell us a little bit about what you just mentioned, this report you have coming out.
Yeah.
Remember, these parents, they got upset about all the craziness at the school. They let their voices be heard at these school board meetings. What did the FBI do exactly?
25 cases around the country were opened. Only one turned into a full investigation. Nobody was prosecuted. U.S. attorneys were saying this and said, this is ridiculous. This is the term of U.S. attorney, Democrat U.S. attorney in the Biden administration. This is a manufactured issue. No one gets this. Why did they do it? We know why they did it. It was politics. And Democrats said, there's this. They initially said, there's threats to school board people all over the country. No, there wasn't. Then they said, the School Boards Association and the Biden administration didn't collude and work together before the letter and before the memo. Yes, they did. And they also told us no counterterrorism measures will ever be used against moms and dads. Yes, they were. In Georgia, it was done. So that's what our report brings forward. I mean, this was simply a case of moms and dads saying we've had it with the woke curriculum, we've had it with the mask mandates, we've had it with you keeping our kids out of school. They show up at meetings, and so the School Boards Association gets together with the Biden administration and say, how can we use this in a political way to help Terry McAuliffe win the Virginia governor's race? That's what they did. Backfired on him, thank goodness, in Virginia, and our report shows all that.
All right, thanks for digging into that, Congressman. We appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you.